Brother Branham, how am I supposed to show my wife that I really care for her and yet stay with the Word? Stay with the Word. But still having a question like this said, why don't you practice what you preach or believe? Well then, if the wife is saying this to you when she has a right to say it, you better get right. Amen. Then if she is saying it just to be evil, remember the Bible said it was better that a millstone was hanged at your neck and drowned in the depths of the sea than even to offend the least of these, my little ones. Now that's just quick. It may be that this wife is not that type of person. Maybe she's a different person. Maybe she's a good person. Maybe she's just testing you to see what she'll do. Now, stay in love with her and let her see Jesus in you. You do that, see. You just go on. I give a little illustration this morning about a person. One time, this little woman had received the Holy Ghost. She was a very sweet little person. She said, well, she had a hard life, and her husband was an alcoholic, and so she just kept on. She bore with him. You want to go to church, honey? Take off. But I went out to the saloon down at the old Brown Derby down here. Going on, so they hung out down there all the time. It used to be Bonifer's. Many of you old-timers, you remember when Bonifer had down the corner. It's called Brown Derby now, I believe it is. So, hanging around down there, and the first thing you know, one night come up a question about church, about Christians. One of the old drunks sitting there said, there ain't no such a thing as Christians anymore. There is no such a thing. Oh, this bunch of hypocrites. Said, see them out here smoking, drinking, doing the same thing that we do. And said, call themselves Christians. There is no such. This one drunk raised up and said, just a minute. There's one that I know about. Said, who is it? Said, it's my wife. See, she becomes salty. He's catching it all the time. He said, I bet she's put to the squeeze. He said, no, she's still a Christian. I'll prove it to you. Said, I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's go up home. Not sure whether she's a Christian or not. So let's go up home and now let's really be drunk. We're going to act like we're really drunk. Knocked at the door, come in staggering over everything, and why the chair set around this way and everything. And she set him all a chair and his guests, you know, and tried to make him just as welcome as could be. He said, I want you to fix us some supper. And so she went out and fixed it and said, we want ham and eggs. He knew they had it, so they fixed the ham and eggs. When he got to that table, he looked at him like that, picked up his plate and slammed the stuff on the floor and said, you know, I don't like my eggs like that. Come on, boys, let's get out of here anyhow, like that. They went out and sat down like that, you know, and she came out, she said, dear, I'm sorry I didn't get them fixed. I'll fix them over for her. Oh, nonsense. You know they didn't want them that way in the first place. Just carrying on like that. They went out there, sat down, and acted like he was drunk. They heard her in there kind of snubbing to herself, singing real low voice, must Jesus bear the cross alone? All the world will free. There's a cross for everyone, and there's a cross for me. This consecrated cross I'll bear till death shall set me free. One drunk looked at the other and said, she's a Christian. She's got it. And that little woman led her husband plus these others to Christ that night. See? Why? See? Just be real sweet. Just remember, he knows all about it.